Hey, welcome back to another episode of Talkin' Shit ATL with your host, Amanda Ellenberg. I forgot to say that part. Amanda Ellenberg.
That's it. And I'm proud of GQ.
And then, as you can see with our empty space for our YouTube listeners, we fired Teddy for this episode. So let us know in the comments if that really helped. I know it's helped us in this few minutes that we've been rolling.
Right.
So
it is so different. I know you guys saw him in the last episode, probably going crazy. So he was like, we'll try something different. See how he holds up. So
yeah, we'll see. But let us know how you feel. Do you want him back? You like the craziness? You're like, oof, I'm glad he's gone. What? Let us know.
And the people will speak, Teddy.
Yeah, Well, don't rile them up now. Okay, so today we are playing another game. Our games are back.
Can't wait. First game of the season. Game
of the season. I'm super excited. We've never even played a practice round of this or anything, so we're just gonna go straight into it. But basically, just so everybody knows, these are all fictional stories. And it's essentially, we're going to pull 5 cards and we create a story of the night of like drunkenness rampage that created the worst hangover ever. And we'll have more hangover tips as we go along. But right now we're talking about like our worst drunk night ever. But it is all made up.
Right. Oh, man.
So yeah. Do you want to kick it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready to see what
so pick 5 cards.
What kind of drunken night did I have?
Yeah.
One more, you guys. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Already. Wait a minute.
Oh, my God. Well, I'll share a hangover tip while you're thinking of your story.
Okay, cool.
So my number 1 hangover tip is to not get hungover. I'm just kidding. But on the real, every drink, have a glass of water. That is the number 1 way to serve yourself later. I know it feels lame in the moment and you're like, but then I won't get drunk. You're still gonna get drunk. You're just gonna be hydrated. So that is number 1. And then always have a good, like, electrolyte, like Pedialyte or something in the morning as soon as you wake up. Or right before bed. Right before bed's better.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have my drunken night. And actually, my story begins a little bit after the escapades. Went out with some friends, and I got a little too drunk. And so, being the responsible friends that I do have, they say, you know what, we're going to take your keys because we're not going to let you drive.
Yes, we love them.
Yeah, I love them too for it. However, they decided to call me an Uber, and my Uber driver, Pavel, pulled up, and lovely woman. She was a lovely woman.
Wait, what was the card? Oh,
my Uber driver, Pavel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It was a lovely woman, and she was a Mexican. And so we were riding. She was taking me home, and so these this cars just came out of nowhere, So then she had to swerve, and unfortunately, I mean, she was very upset about it. You know what I mean? The road rage she had was intense. I mean, she was like, "Oh, we gotta do something about that." She was like, I'm not gonna take that, She said, not only that, I'm also PMSing, So not only do I have road rage, okay, I have menstrual rage as well. And let me tell you something, that menstrual rage, it's a whole different animal. So now we're going down 285, and we're going we're going crazy. She's trying to really get them. And so she managed to corner him, and then a group of like Nazis had popped out the car. And it was, so listen.
Not Nazis.
Yes. The Nazis hopped out. So I'm like, oh my God, like, what are we going to do? So then she takes like this Axe body spray, like sprays it in their eyes, and they're like, we were able to like, get away. And I'm sure, again, if I, made this up or if it really happened, I really think it happens. But, I woke up next morning.
Here's the discard.
head spinning, wondering what happened, and completely hungover, man, trying to get it together.
Yeah. That sounds like a wild
ride.
It was a wild literally, ride. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. That had so many twists and turns. I meant to tell y'all, so the rules of the game are also, you pick 5 cards, you say, when you use the card, you say exactly as it is written, but you can add anything else to the story, but when you use the card, you have to say exactly how it is. And check out some of our old games from season 1, where we played a different version of this, but it was all murder. So, yeah. Okay, well...
So,
wild start.
So, while she's getting her card together... so recently, I actually was faced with a slight hungover moment the night of escapading. And so crazy. My sister has this go-to that she does whenever she has a hangover. So I literally went to the store and I'm like going through all these stores trying to find these things. And so her cure is a Dr. Pepper and cheese crackers. And so that combination, works. I sent her a picture of those. I was like, help me. And so she already knew. So she's like sitting out and laughing. And she's like, yeah, like, so I was like, yeah, I need it. And surprisingly, it actually worked very, very well. So that's more like a home remedy cure. So like, it may not work for most, but it definitely is one maybe to try it next time you have a wild night out, with your Uber driver, Pavel, and Nazis,
True. I am not even exactly sure where I'm going to go with this, but we're just going to start. Okay. So, if you didn't know, I am in the military. Really? For this story. So I joined the military. I thought it was going to be fun. I thought
they said. Fun, they said.
Yeah, I thought, I'd just be partying with my dudes in a field, and that's all it would be, right? Like, that's all I thought I was getting into. Turns out I was in for a lifetime of sadness.
I'm sure that there are some military folk who may or may not agree with that.
This whole story might be triggering. I'm sorry, but it's fake for me. I hope it's not real for you. But yeah, so I was set up for a lifetime of sadness. I got thrown into battle so quickly, like out of nowhere. I basically went through basic and then went into battle, and we're chilling at the war, partying, and
that's what we're doing.
We were, and
that's why tax dollars are going
right. And unfortunately, there were some battlefield amputations, but it was actually like my buddy accidentally just amputated my hands. Oh. So, yeah, we were playing Truth or Dare, and it got way out of hand. So, he was just supposed to cut off a finger. He cut off my hands. I don't blame him for it, but, but then, you can see I have normal hands now, but at the time I had chainsaws for hands. So then we were still partying. He got me set up with my chainsaw hands. It was great. And then, I got a little horny because I was like, how am I going to use these chainsaw hands? Like, I want to experience a new kink. And, but then my buddy was scared. And like men, if you're scared going into sex, like, your friend isn't really going to get up there to party, right? So then thankfully we had natural male enhancements. So then he took this enhancement and we were partying. It was great. Like, we were having a great time. We were getting it on. I was utilizing the chainsaw. We took off the chain so it really didn't hurt him too much. It was great. And then we didn't realize that taking off the chains would cause such like an issue, because then my chainsaw hands started malfunctioning, right? And then at the end of it all, we ended the night with some spontaneous human combustion. We actually all blew up, and I am a ghost telling this story. And that was my worst drunken night.
You talking about Miles had layers. Oh my God.
It's a lot to unpack in that story.
There was so much to unpack. I mean, amputations, chainsaws.
I didn't know where I was going to go with it the majority of the time.
I didn't know you were going in. I got horny, so I was like, I want to use them, but I mean, chainsaw for hands.
But honestly, if I did have chainsaw for hands, I would try to see what all they could do.
I mean, for sure.
You know,
I mean,
I feel like that would be an interesting night.
That was so hilarious. Like, it was so. I didn't know where that was. There was so many things.
Thank you. I'm funny. Oh, thank you. But okay, so my hangover, my next one. First of all, if y'all don't know, I'm actually sober this year, so that's the one thing that is really great that I don't have to deal with this year's hangovers. But I've had a long time of experience with them, so I do know a thing or two. You can't get all of this in the States, but the best thing that has ever worked for me with a hangover cure is this sandwich that I got in the UK. And so they call it a roll. It's basically just like a bread. It's a big bread roll, and they like slice it and it makes a sandwich. So I had a roll, and then I had sausage, I had bacon, and I had, oh my God, why can't I remember the name? Haggis. I had haggis on there, which is a lot of innards basically. And egg. And a little bit, they call it brown sauce, but it's barbecue sauce. A little bit of that sauce up in there. Immediately, once I was done with it, took away my hangover. Like, that is a magic sandwich. And I tried it multiple times, and it took away my hangover. So, essentially, I guess just if you can get some bread and a bunch of meat, then your hangover will be
believe
cured.
that. That's why pizza is always like a great thing to go
to. I could do the cheese though. It set me back up for failure.
Oh yeah.
But it's a good one. Check it out if you're ever in the UK or can create your own.
I'm telling you about a little story about a night of drinking and clubbing, and my buddy's birthday. He's like, hey, I know this great club. We're gonna go to it. So of course we're gonna pregame. So I'm already going in. I'm already pretty buzzed because you already know. Like, drinks out here cost $1,000, and so
yes.
I'm going to the liquor store before, and I'm going to have me a good time before. And so going to this club is really shady. It's really dark. I'm not knowing what to expect. And so we go in. They pass us down. We go in. It's completely dark. I hear like all this music and stuff. Walk in, and it was so crazy because immediately to like my left, I saw Ronald Reagan, and and I knew that like something had to be going on because I was like, Ronald Reagan's dead,
allegedly.
Allegedly. And so I don't know why he would be here out of all places. And what is this? What is this place? And so, but it was actually an impersonator who was dressed like Ronald Reagan, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Okay, but we look just like the guy. So it's him, and it's a bunch of kamikaze pilots as well. Oh. And I'm like, well,
and none of these have been your card yet.
Oh,
okay. I was like,
kamikaze pilots. Sorry. But what makes it crazy is like, so it's Ronald Reagan, kamikaze pilots, and they're all in assless chaps, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Where am I? And hey, friend, what kind of kink shit are you into? You know what I mean? Like, I have lots of questions about really what's going on. So they're all like huddled up together. I'm thinking to myself like, okay, what's going on? What are they doing? It's a lot of commotion. I'm kind of nervous about even going over there because I'm like, I don't know what I may find. What's going to happen? You know what I mean? My friend's like, hey, you want to get some more drinks? I'm like, absolutely. Let's go straight to the bar. So we go straight to the bar, get a couple shots. I'm like, okay. He's like, you want to go over? I'm like, I'm not sure, but hey, we're out. I'm feeling a little bit. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I want to see what the commotion is. I'm curious. Like, see what's happening, So I go over, right, and then like one of the guys is like huddled over, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's like some initiation process? Is this some like sex code? Like, hey man, tell me what's going on. So and look, and this guy, one of the assless chap where is like literally trying to like lay an egg. This golden egg. And they're like, what I'm saying? So they're like trying to like hype him up, go through like all the things to try to get him to lay this egg. Apparently it's some kind of crazy, world initiation. I don't know. But I just remember standing there drunken, sobbing, just full of emotions. just different emotions.
That is fair. Right? I would definitely be feeling a lot of emotions. Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't go back after that.
Quite the party list on that one too.
Oh yeah.
It's a very interesting group to all wear assless chaps and watch someone lay an egg.
Yeah, man. I think different strokes, different folks. I guess.
Yeah.
Man,
No, I'm here for the assless chaps. I just am confused by the dead people in the laying an egg. I'm here for a group of men in assless chaps. Don't get me wrong. I want to see that.
Maybe it's more like, two eggs in a glass? What was it
two eggs in a glass?
What was it though? 2 egg, you remember for a long time ago? It was like
2 eggs?
It was like two
From this?
2 girls in the glass.
Oh, 2 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, yeah. Yikes.
Kamikaze pilots and eggs. Man, y'all, you figure it out, man.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to go rapid fire on this one. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So one time, I was experiencing a whole new life, a whole different world, and I was hanging out with the Amish.
Oh, what?
And, we were trying to figure out how to create world peace.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was really great, and we thought, we needed some drinks to really get the juices flowing, get our mind ready, and then we also just wanted to do some kind of creative activity that would really just open our mind, set our horizons apart. So then we all just started jerking off into a pool of children's tears. And that really got our minds expanded and ready for where we needed to be, okay? And then it was through that jerking off into those children's tears that we decided, hey, maybe we need to take those children, those bitch-ass children that won't stop crying, that created a whole pool of tears. We need to take them in and we need to hold them hostage. Because these bitch-ass children need to be gone from the world. And that's why that was our way of creating world peace. That was the realization we came through. And as you could tell, the drinks kept on coming. That we were drinking every second. We're dealing with the tears shot.
I'm sure a lot of things was coming. I'm sure a lot of things was
Yeah. And maybe some people were coming. Who knows? So then, we were holding these children hostage, right? And so we said, we got to take it up a notch. Some of these kids have important parents. So we got to do something about this. We got to tell them that we mean business. So then we started executing a hostage every hour. Until, right. You can check. I said it exactly. Because we wanted to show their powerful parents, they need to pay us. They need to stop creating bitch ass children, and then or else another one next hour. So then we had one parent call us up. We were about to execute their child. They were like, "Oh no, please, my child means a lot." And so then they were like, here's what I'm gonna do for you, right? So I'm gonna figure out a way I'm going to take on the world peace. Like, now it's my job, right? You can take that burden off of you. We can release the children. And then I know fashion's really important to you. And you've been like, I was hanging with the Amish. So a lot of them were wearing the same clothes. And they just wanted to stand out. And that was a way to, like, bring peace in their community. So then that parent promised a really cool hat. And then we were like, oh my God, I think this is the answer we've been looking for. Okay. So we'll let go of your child. You'll take on the world peace. And then we get a really cool hat. Okay, deal. We're done. And then we had some drinks to celebrate in our new hats.
Amish already wear hats.
Yeah, but they needed a really cool hat because they were just wearing their, like, I don't know, grayish hat and their grayish outfit, and they wanted to stand out in some way. So
funny.
We got a really cool hat.
So, in essence, listen, gentle parenting does not work. If you want to reach world peace.
I don't actually, as a human, agree with that, because I really do believe in gentle parenting and people showing their emotions, and I think it's important to let children and adults cry. Like, I'm the biggest crier. I had to take on the role for that, okay? It was about the story, all right?
And then you gotta come into the tears. I was trying to think which one kind of came first. Like, what was it like? And then they get the tears the same way they was getting to come. Like, I did this.
It was synonymous. It was at the same time. They were crying, and then the other people were coming.
And I'm not gonna lie, this whole story was like borderline petty for me. So I was like,
where is that whole story was completely fucked up. It was on another level fucked up for sure. We didn't say this was going to be a family show. We didn't say, I hope y'all know for real that I don't believe any of the stories that I've said, anything that any ideas I've sold. I don't actually believe them. It's just for the gag, you know?
It's so funny, though. Like, how did we get this thing that escalated? That escalated so much.
Oh, no.
How you get in cars that's like, complete the story. Like, you had 2 hostage cars. It's like,
yeah,
there's a lot of hostage situations going on here. Mm-hmm. It's perfect though.
I know. And the world peace with the hostage, I was like, okay, we're gonna go for it, cause I'm sure that partying, if you actually get to party with the Amish on their year, whatever it's called, where they take a year off to explore, I'm sure it's very fun and nothing like the story I just told. That from everything I know, they are fairly peaceful people, so I don't think they'd ever do that. And I don't support pedophilia or killing children. Let me just say that. And I don't think that the soldiers just like go and party and have sex with chainsaw hands. So just to let you know, if you're wondering, yeah.
Whew, okay.
You ready?
I'm ready. Okay.
And try to keep your cards, because I'm not looking at them, because I am really big on not cheating in games, but it's really hard because you keep on showing them this way. So I'm trying to either look away from you or look at the top of your head. So yeah. Sorry. No, you're good. You're good. Until you want to show.
Okay.
Show.
Okay. Okay, so so a friend of mine was telling me a story. His friend is also in AA. And so, we always applaud somebody who's, trying to get help for any problems that, they feel. But, a big thing in AA is, people going around telling their stories about, first encounters of alcoholism, and, maybe possible, things that triggered them to their, situation. Mm-hmm. So this one guy, kind of stood up. His name was Pete, and everybody said, "Hi, Pete." And so Pete was talking about, how when he was younger, his first traumatic experience was when he and a friend was playing, and they decided to take another kid on the playground, and so they was like, we just gonna be, we're holding down, begin to hold down a child and begin, farting all over him.
Oh,
and so
that's so casual.
Yeah, And so he realized that, like, you know, that was like something that, you know, was fun and games. That was, you know, fun and games. And they're like, well, hey, like, you know, we have to stop these people from holding down, you know, the kids and, you know, farting all over them. So they decided to, you know, in order to do it, that they needed to clog it up somehow. You know what I'm saying? Clog it up so that, of course, the farts wouldn't be able to spray all over the children. And so they decided to use some anal beads in order to you know, stop this, because I mean that's the only way, you know, that can potentially happen. And so, but when they tried to put the anal beads in there, then of course, I mean, they wasn't going in. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't very properly, you know, lubricated, and so that it worse, the fart system was still coming out. So they're like, hey, we need something to lubricate the situation so that we can clog up these farts. And of course, they decided to use, you know, a whole thing of butter, because a whole thing of butter definitely will get everything going. You know what I'm saying?
And absorb it.
You know, get everything, you know, fluid to be able to, you know, get those bees in there. And so, I mean, of course, I know what you're thinking, you know. You know what happened, and of course, exactly what you expect would happen, right? For the situation, and that is, you know, it just left a bunch of men discussing their feelings in an emotional and healthy way.
Oh, that's how.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and
we love how children's farts and anal beads bring men to discuss their feelings.
Yes, bring men to discuss their feelings, because I mean, nothing brings up a tearjerker like some gas, man. I tell you.
Yeah.
So apply AA, man.
Yeah.
People get their traumas out.
Right. So, okay, I'm not going to lie. When you said clogging, I imagined people in clogs doing clogging dancing, and I was so confused for a minute. I was like, and I was waiting for the card. I was like, I thought that was your card was clogging.
You gotta clog up those farts, man.
But that's what I imagined. It's like clogging them out, so then they
funny.
Came out. Oh my god. Okay. So here, we didn't get to share last round, so you go ahead and share another hangover tip.
So hangover tip, right? So there's a local place in Atlanta, and this is also plugged to them. Again, we don't get no endorsements for none of these people. But again, if restaurants like to endorse too, I'm all for it, because I'm a foodie and I love to eat. But so I have this favorite place I like to go to, like after like going out and stuff like that, and even when like friends and stuff coming to town and we go out, it's like, okay, where are we going to go? Because again, a good after party meal, I think, is necessary again to kind of hopefully potentially like keep you from, you know, having hangovers and all the other effects, you know, the morning after. So I definitely recommend always stopping if you can, coherent enough to, you know, get some food, or definitely eat throughout, you know, while you're drinking, you know, being responsible as we're drinking. But my favorite place to go to in the city is a place called Goodfellas. They have several in the area, but they have really great pizza, really great wings. It's really good, like pizza spot for the most part. We got, you know, sandwiches and subs and stuff of that nature. So, you know, you guys like that kind of food. It's really, really good. I put many friends on it. One time I called, they were like, yeah, you spent like $2,000. I was like, really? I was like, I didn't know.
My God. Wait, what do you mean you spent $2,000?
I don't necessarily think it was like me per se, because a lot of times, again, I was bringing friends.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So
okay.
I'm sure that's really what it was, but it just says, like, you know, how often I was definitely going for sure. It's like, I said, how much?
Oh my God.
But you know, I mean, of course, stuff is all high, so it is like, you know, you're paying a good bit for food, but it's really worth it. Like, pizzas, like I said, are great. The wings are great. So I'm just gonna put that plug out there, and also, you know, place too for you to check out. Like, so if you're local or decide to come into Atlanta and think about it. And they open pretty late too. They open at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So that's why they're like a great after party place. So if you're looking for food late night and you're in the city traveling to Atlanta, definitely check out Goodfellas.
Yeah, definitely end the night with food and water. Like, that is the key. For sure, and don't start empty stomaching and just having alcohol, because that will never ever end well. So I still don't know how I'm gonna make this work, so we're just gonna go for it.
Okay.
So you know how I like sports, right? So I was at a tailgate with some friends and we were drinking, and then we were pretty deep in. We probably had like 4 or 5 at this point, and the game hadn't come on yet. We were just in the pregame part.
Yes.
But then we were like, oh shit, we forgot to pray.
Oh,
so
okay.
Then
So
we had to pray to Muhammad, peace be upon him, and then we were ready. Like that was our 5th one for the day, so we were good. And then we were like into the game, and having a great time. You know, like there was like some of my friends have kids. And so then we were creating like some tailgate games, right? So we were like, okay, well, what if it was another truth or dare situation? We were like, okay, so what would happen if like I started like shaking your baby, right? You know, like would it cry? So then we made the dare was shaking a baby until it stops crying. So you do a pre-shake to start the crying. And then you just see how rapidly you have to shake it until it stops crying. We added an extra prayer after we did that, just so the baby was okay. But then that was our first activity. And then like you know during it like the baby would not shut up, and then we couldn't shake it enough to shut up, and we were like the game was about to come on. That was just our pre-game like ritual that we were creating. And so I just started like telling everybody, I was like, no, y'all need to figure it out. Y'all need to start shutting up so I can watch the game. You too, baby. Shut the fuck up. Quit crying. And then, you know, like a man that always gets people talking and always gets babies crying, but can also like stop a room like immediately and make them like look and be quiet with the presence of them. So I had to call Donald J. Trump to come shut the party down. And then, you know, after Trump said some Trump shit, especially during the game, I had to get him to try to shut up. It initially worked because everyone shut up, and then it was wild. And then I was like, you know what? I'm over it. I'm over everyone. I'm over this baby. I'm over this big old baby named Trump. And I am just gonna like drink until my heart explodes, essentially. But not completely. I didn't want it to fully explode. I just wanted to black out and like be done with this nonsense. But then like I woke up in the morning and I just had an endless stream of diarrhea. And it was the absolute worst. I probably should have drank some water during that. But
them liquor shits is something real. Sometimes it get crazy.
At least you know this game offends everyone. So, you know, you can't hold it against us too much.
I love it. I mean, baby shaking syndrome is not a thing, okay? Let's not
it actually will kill your baby. Please don't do it. Please.
You're like, you'll stop shaking it till it stops. That's what they be trying to do. That's what the goal is.
No, we ain't shaking no babies for real. Oh, so I feel like I have to put disclaimers in everyone because all the cards. That's the point of this game. They're all like horrible things to say and do, and you're like trying to make a story that's like about you. It's like what? So yeah. I guess another hangover tip would be plan to go home early enough so that you can get enough sleep, like you can sleep in. Because if you sleep, especially if you eat and drink water or like an electrolyte thing before bed, but if you can get at least 8 hours, but honestly, ideally, if you can get a 10 to 12 hour nap and then all do that stuff all beforehand, then baby, you might not even wake up with a hangover. You might have slept right through your hangover, and that's the way to do it. I'll tell you. Plus, maybe one hair of the dog, depending on how bad the hangover is. You put one back?
Yeah, because that was 6.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's not allowed, but that's allowed. If there's 6, that's okay. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so I got really, really drunk. I think the worst thing you can really do when you get drunk is, really call anybody. You don't want to call anybody when you're drunk because, again, you don't know what you may say. You don't know, what you may do, those kind of things. But unfortunately, I didn't take that advice, and I was drunk, and so I called the first person I could think to call, and that was my grandmama. Now,
oh no!
I called grandmama, and when I called grandmama, I was just so fired up and heated up, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even know what prompted it, but I just really wanted to tell her about the homosexual agenda. And so we began to have a long talk about the homosexual agenda. And so my grandma was like, and somehow, we get the conversation about, lesbians. And so I was like, well, grandma, and so my grandma's like, well, if like 2 lesbians are like eating each other, is that considered like auto cannibalism? And I'm like, and I'm like, you know what, grandma? I really don't know. But you know who we should call on 3-way? And so my grandma's like, I was like, maybe we should call somebody. She's like, I have the perfect person that we can call. And so she's like, I'm going to call them because they go to my church. And I said, sound great. Let's bring another person who could give us some insight about this auto cannibalism and lesbian activity. And so she decides to then call Kanye West. And so... and so... we told Kanye, our dilemma, what we were trying to figure out, when it came to this situation. And so Kanye begins to speak, and then he just starts telling a shitty story that goes nowhere.
Oh, that is very true. That is so accurate. I am so surprised you had those 2 cards together, but they worked perfectly. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It was.
Oh, poor grandma.
Poor grandma.
Oh my God.
Grandma got earfuls about a lot that night.
I can't imagine having Kanye on speed dial and seeing
right?
what he would say. Like, what?
It's just... I was on the phone for 5 days after that.
You had the hangover for all 5.
Yeah, I had the hangover. Oh my God.
Have y'all ever had multi-day hangovers? They're weird and the worst. Like, after I turned, like, 25, maybe 24, I feel like maybe even younger than that. Yeah. It was like, I could not even, like, I could get drunk, but not, like, crazy drunk and still have multi-day hangovers. Yeah. Like, what?
No, I normally can, like, once I get the good system, like, okay, finally I've eaten something and, I've hydrated myself, normally I can, feel myself bouncing back a little bit.
Well, yeah, if I listened to any of the advice that we gave, then I wouldn't. But I didn't.
Yeah. And the thing about me, for sure, and typically I don't have too many hangovers because, like if we talk about food, but I'm one thing about me is when I do get drunk, I get equally as hungry. So it's like, even like no matter what, like I'm going to stop, even if it, for something, because I get hungry. So I'll be like, yeah, I got to eat something ASAP. Yeah.
We're just gonna see where this one goes to, unless you have a tip that you want to talk about. But, okay, all right. So sometimes you want to just go to a park and let loose, right?
Yes.
You're like, I'm here to get drunk and maybe do some other things. We're in a park, so I'm gonna get lit. And I was in a park once and I just was watching these geese. They were like going wild. They were on the hunt for something. And I was like, I've never seen geese more lit to find something in my entire life. Like, they were looking everywhere for whatever they smelled. And then finally, like, I was able to follow them along in the park. and figure out what they were looking for. And I cannot believe it. Like, I questioned myself of if this was reality, because they found Lance Armstrong's missing testicle. Yeah. And they were like going ham. They were like, nom nom for us. This is the best food I've had this whole year. And then I decided, you know what? Sometimes life isn't going to go the way that you planned. But I just want to get better at accepting the way things are. Accepting the way things are. So I was like, you want that testy? Go for it, sis. And then out of nowhere, like, this is just proof to the power of accepting the way things that they are, because then these geese started talking to me, and they were like, okay, we've been on the hunt for this testy for a while, and you were the only one that didn't try to fight us on it and, like, throw it away in the bushes. They were like, we appreciate it. We have been waiting for the snack. So, in exchange for your acceptance, we're going to give you a bag of magic beans. Yeah. And they said, these magic beans lead to the most, like, amazing, underrated, but overused thing in the world. And you're like, okay, well, what is underrated, overused? What is this going to be? Like, what is this magic? So then I spread out these beans. I kind of took a nom nom on one for me. But they said that's okay. There'll be plenty. So I just wanted to taste it. And then the rest I put in the ground. I poured one out for the homies on the beans. And then out of nowhere, like, this thing just started growing, and there was all this smoke and things around it for this magic item. And then I looked at it and I was like, are you kidding me? This is what these magic beans got me? So then I looked, and it was a tiny gay guitar called a ukulele. And that's what I got. And I was over it. I was like, I should have ate that testy myself.
That's exactly what it says.
It's exactly what it says. I'm not kidding when the rules are. You gotta state it exactly how it is. Sometimes I have to think about words in the moment to try to rephrase it to get the grammar and, like, the verbs right too. So that's, like, part of the process. But yeah.
I'm just so is he actually missing?
I don't know. That's what I want to find out, actually. And do the geese have it?
And Lewis, if you're listening, the geese might have it.
Yes. They're coming for you. Okay. They want the other one.
Oh. Okay.
I feel like he might actually have a missing testicle, though, for real. Okay. I feel like that might be accurate. Okay, cool. I would have to search the web.
So I kind of want to, like...
Start? Or no?
We'll grab 3, you grab 3, and then I want to, like...
Okay.
Try to tell a story together.
Okay.
Like, of a night we both had a drunken
night.
Yeah.
Our drunken
night.
Okay. Okay, so do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Because we're going to go back and forth.
Okay, I have one to set it up, I think.
Okay.
So, if you don't know, there is one activity that me and Q love to do together. It's our favorite thing, and we have to be drunk while we're doing it. It really just gets us in the mood. And it's not as bad as you're thinking right now, I guarantee you.
My cards? That's the worst setup.
So what we like to do is watch women in yogurt commercials. Your turn.
Okay, it's just like what I got. What you
making it work.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear this.
I don't even know which one. Okay, so these women in the yogurt commercial. So we watch it.
Yeah.
Our favorite thing to do
is
watch women in yogurt commercials, and of course, while we're watching this, we like to have a few, talk about, the women in the yoga positions that they're doing in this yoga, and it's all very.
It's not yoga. It's yogurt.
So doing women in yogurt.
In yogurt commercials.
Oh, in commercials. Yeah, so we like to just watch these women. I'm thinking about it. Yoga. Okay, we like to watch these women.
They could be doing both.
Yogurt commercials. And the things that they're doing as they're, advertising this amazing yogurt that, we all should be trying.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so, of course, the greatest thing in watching these, the greatest fear in these things is, of course, fear itself. But there were definitely some traumatic things that we were witnessing in these commercials. Yeah,
but to get through the fear, we have one drug of choice that we really like. We're like, okay, I will feel empowered if I have more of this in my body, or I have this in my body in general. So then we found a guy that has buttloads of estrogen that we could take.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me tell you something, because one thing about estrogen, especially when you've mixed it with alcohol, and I'm not sure about what it does for you, but I'm talking about for me, I'm talking about I get an erection.
I know it's a hormone, but we took it like a drug.
Yeah, we took it like a drug, and I know for me, I get an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours. I'll tell you what, that estrogen is the truth. You know what I mean?
We love estrogen. And then, oh God, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. And then finally, because your erection lasts for 4 hours, you had so much built up into that, you were gonna have a huge explosion at the end of it. But this time it was weird because after your explosion, what came out was a ball of earwax, semen, and toenail clippings. And I just didn't know that could exit the human body at once. I found that out. So.
And it's crazy because I didn't think that these would be the side effects that I was going to be faced. I thought, okay, 4 hours of an erection, this is about to be a great time, because the only thing on my mind is worshiping that pussy.
Oh my God. Now I get why you were our favorite activity to do.
That's how I was
You had erection, worshiping the pussy, and then what else? What was the first one? Fear itself. Oh my God.
It was so fucking. I think I got the setup.
You said I should have taken it out.
Set up.
How would you have set it up?
I have no clue, but I would.
But you wouldn't have said it. Favorite activity we do together.
So listen. More of the stories. Don't mix drinks, estrogen.
Yeah, and
yogurt commercials.
Yeah.
Combination, because listen, it can get wild, man.
Yeah, because you will shoot out toenails out your penis.
Absolutely. And I'm telling you, that sounds painful.
Yeah, I know. They cut as they go through. I'm like, what? I feel because your toenails, when it's you got a little hang one, you slice your other foot and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you imagine it coming out of a tiny baby hole? It's wild.
The pain.
Okay, let's do one more and you can start it and then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
Okay.
This first time we told the story together. So
this is new.
Yeah. What?
Oh my God, I can't wait. I do not know this bitch. Ooh. Yikes. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So, I remember that one time we were out. We were hanging out, and and I remember how we were drinking and we kind of try to kind of bar hop a little bit, and we was leaving one place going to another, and I began to like drink, the last bit of what was in my cup, as like this man kind of walks by, or comes near us, farting and walking away. I remember him farting and walking away.
That's so rude. And you know what? I would call this person the devil himself. I was going to use that in a different way, but I was like, that felt great.
So I remember like, us both being like really upset because clearly again, it was very rude, and
yeah, just walk away first and then fart. Don't fart next to us and then walk away.
Right. And so, I'm thinking to myself, well, he's definitely rude, but they started stumbling stuff too. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're just really drunk too, And so then like this person like just like pulls their fly down, and then like literally a gossamer stream of jizz that catches the light as it arches through the morning air like came out of this man. And we're like, what the fuck?
Oh my God. And then we were like, okay, now I have this jizz all over me and I have to go wash my clothes. Like, I'm in public. I'm drunk in public with a shit ton of jizz all over me. That's not what I want to do right now. So we decided, it was time to take action. And we decided this devil man's gotta go. So we took him back to, our farm, and tied him up next to our pyramid of severed heads.
Yes. And our pyramid of severed heads. Now, a lot of people don't know that we have this. We try to keep it, under the wraps.
Yeah.
But
now. Sorry.
But what happens when you begin to do these various different things, presenting again a potential sacrifice to the heads. It is a process. It is a ritual.
Yeah.
And so we're like, hey, so the heads come alive. They tell us exactly what to do with what depending on who we bring to them. And so they're like, well, in order to get rid of this body, and they begin to manifest themselves into like this whole big like super being figure, right? And so we're like, okay. And so they're like, okay, well, what you have to do is, this is what they're telling us to do. They're like, you have to place this man in upright position.
So wait, someone is in charge of our pyramid? You're talking about our boss?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Because when the heads are severed, you know what I'm saying? Then this ominous spiritual being comes out of the heads to give us the wisdom on what we need to do.
I wasn't going to tell them about the ominous spirit. I know, okay. Sorry, that's why I forgot.
But we're here because
I've experienced this in real life, though. So.
Because the experience was so wild, and it was like, hey, to get rid of the body, you need to place him in the upright position and then put him in my vagina.
Oh, And just so you know, I don't know if you know, so this spirit-like figure that's our boss, shoving the heads in the vagina, is German Chancellor Angela Merkel. I don't even know who she is. That's who I was like, I don't know. But it was perfect. And with the vagina, I was like, okay.
Sorry, Angela. We know you're not putting heads. We don't know your lifestyle, Angela. Never mind. Never mind. Allegedly.
Oh my God. Oh my God. These are my favorite episodes. I don't know about y'all, but they're so fun. You should definitely try it with your friends. And then y'all know this game. Please tag them and let's get a sponsorship going because we have so many game ideas using these cards. So let's come on. Do it. Let's go. Let's get them going.
I'm pretty sure, again, this is probably not how they thought they probably used for. But hey, here we are.
No, this was not in the directions at all. At all.
But we're here for it. And I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
That was so funny. Oh.
That was all wild. And I really hope that, I feel like our audience will, but we'll see. I feel like y'all, are great at taking jokes and knowing, when things are serious, because, the game is like really messed up, and I hope that you were able to laugh at the horrible things we just said.
Absolutely.
And not be like triggered by them.
Right. Or hold it against us.
Don't hold it against us. We're just joshing you. And it was very. I had a lot of fun.
I needed that.
I needed it too.
That was perfect.
We need to bring some games back more.
Yes, we will.
And if you like this episode, put in the comments, we want games, okay?
Yes.
Suggest some games.
Absolutely. I was going to say that part. Yeah, if you got some games or some ideas, or if this triggered ideas, like, maybe do this in a spin or kind of different little story topics that we can do doing the same type of game. Encourage all those things. So definitely put them in the comments. Let us know. And if you guys like it, like this episode, if nothing else, just leave us some laughing emojis,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And thank y'all so much for joining. Please like, subscribe, comment, do whatever. Put your emojis down there, okay? And share a hangover cure if you have one. That would be amazing.
That'd be great. Yes.
Definitely don't drink and do any of the things that we just said.
You're right.
But thank you for joining.
You guys right. Okay, you guys. All right. Thank you.
Okay, love you. Bye.